good morning, everybody. Greetings here from the Inside Show. You are tuned in to Talk With Joan Thursdays, and yes, I have beautiful guests, and as you know by now, you have to have your mirror ready because we're going to do something with the mirror today. So if you have your mirror in your purse, just take it out. We're going to do a mirror exercise. And if you maybe have your mirror in your home, maybe in the bathroom, wherever you are, can I ask you to get that mirror out? Also, if you did not subscribe to Inside Show as yet, it's now your time to do it. Just press that subscribe button, girlfriend, boyfriend, press it. And then if you need notifications, there's something that looks like a bell. So just press that bell and you will get notifications on Inside Show. Well, today we have a very interesting topic. We are talking about a journey in prison. So, before we go there, let's just cool it down a little bit. Yes, cool it down. So we want to speak to the girlfriends in this mirror. And right now, I see this girlfriend, I see how her hair looks like. Sy's nogals baie grys. Sy word baie grys, maar die grysheid is wysheid, né? Yes. So, yes, girlfriend, I would like you, Sam, and ladies, if you can just grab your mirror, and I'm going to ask you a question this morning. Let's just play a little bit with this mirror. So if you are made, right, Minister of Correctional Service.
Okay.
What will you change? Come on now, Sam. If you look into that mirror and you are now looking at the Minister of Correctional Service at Sun City.
Yes.
Right? Specifically, what will you change?
Greetings, everybody. Thank you for having me, Pastor Joan, Lady S. Greetings to all the listeners. We're going to have an amazing day today, I believe. Well, Minister Sam, seeing that I'm a pageant girl, Pastor, I'll probably change the uniform. No, that's a joke.
Okay, why the uniform?
Because I is a terrible color. I think
what color is it?
It's this brownish, greenish, colorish.
Really?
It's a terrible color. If they look
so you'll change the color of the uniform
we should
first
probably,
and foremost.
Yeah, because it's so depressing when you see them in that uniform.
Yes.
I think bringing a bit of brightness of color. I'm a color girl. I'm a colorful person. So I think I'll probably have to help out there. And
to change the uniform,
some of the uniform, yes.
Yeah, and make them feel a little bit more human.
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's we all want to feel good when we go to work.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
Dress up, we fix our makeup,
absolutely.
We fix our hair, and they just there in their uniform.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, Sonia, what will you change?
What I would change, when I look in my mirror and I see I'm the Minister of Correctional Services, I will change the way they handle cash flow. I think I will bring in now with our new technology, I will bring in the 4IR system that they need to use, electronically payment, you need to use cards because there's a lot of fraud and corruption in using cash. So absolutely, I will bring in definitely electronic payments of things.
Because even at the shop.
Exactly, the tuck shop, when we visit Sam, we didn't have money, we had cards, and I saw that.
Yes.
And I mean, if you have to pay bail for people, you have to pay with hard cash, you can't swipe it. What kind of a thing is that?
Yeah, so and if you don't have the hard cash, you can't do anything.
Exactly. So I will change that money system.
Yeah, because where's that money is going to? Where's that cash going to?
We have that problem in our country. So I'm going to change that drastically.
Absolutely. So yes, I have two beautiful women in the studio here today with me, and I'm excited for this program. And I want you just to have this hour of a break,
Yes.
take your hour lunch now, yeah? Have your cup of coffee and your cup of tea, and let's relax and let's go on a journey with someone who experienced prison firsthand. So this is a beautiful lady, and I'm going to give her the opportunity to introduce herself. You know what? This was from a model and into prison, being a clean girl. So I want her to introduce herself right now. Over to you, Sam.
Hey everybody. Okay, as you all know, I'm Samantha Carelse. I'm a married woman now of 7 years to an amazing husband, Gavin. I've got two amazing little boys, Mateo and Milano Carelse. Shout out to them.
Yes.
Yeah, like Pastor said, I've been
And I see there's another one on its way.
Pastor, ons kan nie daai announce
We hope it's a go.
We're hoping. I said to the doctor, if it's not, you must take my lungs and everything out that can possibly cause this again. Yeah, like Pastor said, I am a pageant queen. I am an entrepreneur. I own a Vogue Grandfontein. I'm the head coach. I've been coaching pageants since, think forever.
Yeah.
And I've been coaching girls. And yeah, I'm just a community ambassador. I work hard for my community. And yeah, things happened. And I ended up reg binne in Sun City in.
Right, and that is,
That's why we're here.
ladies and gentlemen, that is Samantha Carelse for
Yes.
you. And then I have the coach in the house.
Oh, yes.
Over to the coach.
Oh, yes. So I'm Lady Sonia Forster. And originally from Hartswater, from the Northern Cape. But I'm staying currently in Randfontein. And I enjoy doing this. I enjoy doing life. I enjoy doing impact people's life. I enjoy being an influential person. I enjoy being, just push people to become more that they are currently, not to believe where they are. That's the end of the road. So what you see is what you get.
Oh, yes.
I
Right,
don't
right.
need anything. I am
No
you.
frills attached.
No frills attached.
I like that. I like that. And that is why I need her in my life, you see, because life is too serious
Oh,
nowadays,
yes.
man, and we have to have some little bit of fun.
Yes.
And now we are actually so excited, Samantha. I know your journey from the beginning, and I must say it was very devastating when I came to know that you got a sentence and you had to serve your sentence in Sun City Prison. So today it is all about your journey. So I want you to relax because there's someone out there listening to this program, maybe someone that is in Sun City.
Yeah.
You know how it is. They have
Yes.
their cell phones there, smuggle that cell phones in girlfriends. That's what happens. I firstly want to ask you, Sam, when you heard your verdict that day in court that you have to serve sentence, can you please share with us what went through your mind knowing that you have a husband and you have two small boys? What went through your mind?
You know, Pastor, to be honest with you, I didn't even hear that that I'm getting sentenced. It was everything happened
So quick.
so quickly. 1 minute I'm standing there, and it's like this whole blur. But what I can tell you is, I think I was prepared. I don't know how, but I can tell you I think I was prepared, because the day before, my husband picked me up at work, and we went to Spur, and we sat there, and it felt like the last time that I'm going to be with him.
Wow.
I just had that, you just,
In your gut.
I had that gut feeling. And the evening went, we got home, and my kids did not want to sleep in their bed. They were clinging on me the whole entire evening. And they ended up sleeping next to me in bed, and all 4 of us were there. And
How old are they though?
Milano is 6 now, and Matteo is 5. So then they were 4 and 5.
Okay.
Because even on their birthday, I was inside there. And, I stood there in front of the magistrate because I pleaded guilty. It wasn't a matter of the court sentencing me to being guilty.
Okay.
I was at a point where I just said, enough is enough. Let me do this. And I signed the papers, and the lawyer said to me, there are possibilities. But, possibilities is just what he said. We went through the case, and the magistrate gave us a break, and next moment I'm called back on, and I just turned back, and my mom is crying, and
Wow.
Gavin is holding his head, and it was like I did not even hear what he said. I just heard the reaction from everybody else, and it didn't even sink in then. Thereafter, I just heard the magistrate knock the, that little thingy on the podium, and they fetched me.
Yeah.
They fetched me, and I stood there, and I'm looking at Gavin crying, and my mom's hysterical, and everybody's just, and the lawyer is calmly picking up his papers and walking behind me. And the police officers keep on saying, Nyaxolisa, Sisi, Nyaxolisa, and it's not registering what's happening to me. And we get downstairs to the holding cell, and they allow Gavin to come through, and he stands there by the railing, and he gives me my phone, and I'm like, just give me my phone. Let me just cover a few things. There's some calls I need to make because this is so unexpected,
Sure.
It hits you
I
there.
can just imagine that.
And I'm standing there, and he's crying hysterically, and I'm calm. Not one. I didn't even cry. I'm just looking at him like, just calm down. Let's handle this as it is. And the next moment, I'm sleeping in Randfontein prison cell, ready to go to Sun City the morning.
Wow. And what was the sentence?
5 years with a 2761I clause, which means you get, I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with the Oscar Pretorius case.
Yes.
He also received a 2761I, which means you only spend a quarter of your sentence
Okay.
inside prison, and then the other sentence, the remaining sentence, you are on parole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a 5-year 2761I, in which I had to be in prison for 10 months.
Okay. Tell me, do you feel comfortable in saying why
I
this case?
I was thinking about that, and there's so many stories happening around my community with regards to this, and I was thinking, do I publicize it and just say, you know what, let's scrap the stories and get the truth from Sam?
Yes.
Or do I just let it be? And honestly, I've been praying about this now since you've asked me,
Yes.
because this is my golden opportunity for
Absolutely.
me to get to that point where I finally get to say my say. A lot of people just assumed that sy het fraud commit by die werk,
Ja.
sy het dit gedoen, sy het daai gedoen. There's people saying, I stole 10 million and I'm kidding. The stories got to me at such a point where I didn't even want to go back into the community.
Wow.
I wanted to step back and say, you know what, I can't handle this pressure. This is not for me. Let me pack up and move. Let me go to Durban or Cape Town, or in essence, let me run away from this.
Right.
And while speaking to God and getting myself into, because this is the first time.
Yeah, it's the first time you're out
listeners,
there,
just
yeah.
be patient with me, please. So it's the first time, and I want to do justice to the story. So yeah, and after speaking to the Holy Spirit and praying about this, I've decided, instead of naming the names, let me give you an overall. Let me give you an overall situation as to how we got to where we were.
Yes.
Would that be fine?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So what happened is there was money involved, and people came to me as a guardian or as a person that they could trust, and they were. It was like, Sam, can you help us to better our future type of thing. And I was agreed. I said, yes, no stress. Let me help, because I am in the financial sector. I know how these things work. I can assist you with this regard. In which I did as such. Push came to shove. People came back and said, but we want the money now. We want it back now. There was no... the linkage to, I need to put it in a way that I don't want to offend anybody, Pastor. So the money was put away for a certain period of time, which is the agreement at hand. And after time, it was said that there's no evidence. This case has been going on for almost 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. We were in court, and the court pushed it out and said there's no evidence. We were back in, and it was an ongoing thing, and things got to such an extent that the money was so desperately needed that it affected the entire family.
Wow.
So now my family, I kept on saying, I'm not going to give this money back because of the reasons that I had.
Yes.
I think you'd personally know what the situation was. And I said, and as time went on, it just became too much, Pastor, that I said, you know what, to the lawyer, let them take me to jail. Let them put me in prison. Whatever's going to happen now, let it be. Because it started affecting the entire family. My mom's family was involved. My father's family was involved. It became such a mess that I eventually said, you know what, tot hier en nie verder nie. And that's when I pleaded guilty, and we just left it as is.
So did you have a lawyer?
No, you see, that the thing was, I felt that I did not need a lawyer as such, to pay lawyers and stuff, because I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
When you want to defend yourself for something you did wrong, I think you will find a lawyer that will defend you. And everybody said, get a lawyer. And I said, no, I did not do anything wrong.
And you thought you're going to come off the hook. You didn't expect, but afterwards you said, you know what, let it go.
Yes. I got to a point where I said, if it has to happen that I have to end up in prison, so be it.
Okay.
You get to a point where you just tired, Pastor. You can't take it anymore.
Now tell me now, being as it is, and you must go down to the cell.
Mm-hmm.
You, in that cold cell, what was it like? Not used to the situation, because, I don't know what I would have done.
You see, when we left the police station, are you referring to the cell at the police station?
Yeah, when you were sentenced.
Immediately when I was sentenced.
Yeah.
So what happened is, Pastor John, they don't somewhere take you to Sun City. So you spend the night at the holding cell at the police station, and so that your family can get your clothing and stuff ready.
Oh, okay.
And then the following day, they take you, like they haul you in the van, and there you go. Now you're a criminal officially, right? Criminal number Sam. And walking to the cell in the police station wasn't that bad, because the first time they picked me up was like, I think a couple of months ago before that. And knowing me, ek maak mos chommies met almal. Ek ken nie kom as ek so nie. Ay. So the policeman I knew, you know, I ended up dishing up for the people. The first time I got there, I ended up chatting to the people there in prison, you know, motivating them, and because that's just the person that I am. So when I arrived there, they just took me to the normal cell again, and there were ladies there that I knew already, and we were just sitting there waiting for the night to fall and for the day to come.
So did you sleep?
No, what is sleep, Pastor Joan? I don't know what sleep is yet. I'll figure that out at a later stage.
Shucks.
But at that time, I think the anxiety is so much that you can't sleep.
Yeah.
I literally...
Yeah, I can imagine.
I don't know if you've been to the holding cells. There's this net area.
Yeah.
Then there's another area where you get to sleep. Then there's the bathroom area.
Yeah.
So we were literally sitting in that courtyard and just sitting
I actually
there
saw
watching.
that at Eldorado Park.
Yeah. So you sit there literally
years
watching the sun come up and waiting for them to call your name and saying, let's go, you know. And in the morning, Gavin came. He brought my clothes for me. Luckily, there were ladies that reside in Tukumstus that was in Sun City. And they advised my mom and them what to pack for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they packed my bags and everything, and then when he arrived, I could say goodbye for the last time, and in the van. And this police officer says to me, Sam, jy moet nou in die van agterklim. And I'm like, yeah, you have to treat me now like one of them, you know? And he says, nee, jy's ons kind, klim voorin. And I go, you see, people don't understand when you've got the favor of God over your life. Yeah. No matter how scared or what anxiety is going through you. Yeah, he will make it sagter, klein so effenkies for you, you know. And there we are driving in the van, and he's sitting here, and another guy sitting here, and I'm here. And I felt like, this is how they feel. He's got a gun and he's got a gun. I can't move. If you move, we'll shoot you. You know, you get that type of feeling. Yeah. They're escorting you to Sun City. And when we arrived there...
Yeah, I want to hear that, yeah.
Sure. We get to this gate, and the gate opens, and we're going down, you know, there where the tuck shop area was.
Yeah, yeah.
So we had to drive down there because that's the reception area. So we're driving down there, and here's these ladies, and all of them are in this blue uniform, and they're standing in a queue looking at the new bait that arrived, and I'm this puny little person that's about to get out, and I don't even know why they're standing in the line. Are they waiting for me? Are they not waiting for me? What's happening? And the police officer says to me, Minister Tracy, chill, jy net. Sit here, we're going to go inside, and we're going to register you and everything, and then you're going to come in and you're going to do your fingerprints. I'm like, okay, sounds easy enough. And we get there to the front, and it's crazy. There's ladies there sitting with babies that's chained. Their hands are chained, their feet are chained. The babies are crying, and there's others just sitting in a corner there that you can see they're so drugged up, they have no idea where they are. And, you know, when you walk in there, it's a scene like I don't even know how to explain that to you. Sure. And I remember walking in, and this big beam, you just walk in, and there's a bench on the side here, and the warden says to me, have a seat. And I'm sitting there, I've got my bag, and you know, and I'm sitting there waiting now for my next move. And as much as...
So are you with all the other ladies?
Yes, they all over the show. So we in the reception. I think some of the ladies, afterwards I now knew what's happening, but at that moment I had no idea.
Okay.
So those ladies were actually waiting to go to either trial or go to take their babies to the hospital for checkups and so forth. So that's why the reception area was so busy at that time. And but to me it looked like I'm at the zoo, and all these animals are just behaving, and you are just there, and it was extremely overwhelming. And as much as you want to say that die Here is met jou.
Ja,
Hy
ja,
is
ja.
saam met jou.
Ja.
You cannot deny
Ja, ja.
that feeling you're feeling, you know. Reality is reality. And I'm standing there and they're saying, okay, come, let's do your fingerprints. And they're busy with the fingerprints and everything. And I'm still standing there and no one is telling you what to do or where to go. So ek is heel deur mekaar nou, wat nou, you know? The wardens are walking past you, the others are, everybody's like on their own vibe.
Yes.
And for me, I thought that when you get there, there's going to structure order, you know?
Yes,
You
yes.
are number 3.
Yes,
number
yes,
3 come.
yes.
Number 7 come. Number 8 come.
Yeah.
Next. You know, that's what I was expecting. And we got to the back and this lady says, take off your clothes. Okay. And I'm standing there like, what does she mean? She says, strip naked.
What?
And now remember, this reception area is very besig. And here you
Just
are.
there.
There. She says, come, let's go. And there's a window at the back of me. And she takes me into this little path and she says, take off your clothes. And I'm like, okay. And she's busy taking out my bag and stripping out my bag and throwing out everything. And I'm extremely overwhelmed, but I don't want to now make it seem like she has to talk to me 7 times, you know? Because the first time I was like, I wasn't sure. She said I must take off my clothes or my shoes. So I'm like, excuse me, ma. She says, you had me. Take off your take off your clothes. Okay, so then I thought, okay, now the authority is coming. Number 3, you are now number. And anyway, I'm stripping there and I'm naked, not knowing, and standing there looking at her, you know. That was the most vulnerable I've felt
Sure.
for this whole journey, if I can put it that way, for this entire journey. I stood there and she says, squat. I'm looking at her like, wat is squat nou? Moet ek nou mooi dink. Wil jy auntie ek moet bak? Moet ek nou gaan hulle nou vir my inspuit? Are they going to give me something? What because there's no clarity. You know, there's no clarity.
Yeah,
as
like you
to,
must now understand their language.
Yeah, they don't.
Prison language. You're not a prisoner.
I'm
It's your
not.
first time
Yes.
there.
So you see that's what they do. They just make you are just there. You are a number. You are supposed to know. You are you know. So for a newbie, I'm like, okay. So I'm asking her, Ma, how do you want me to squat? Must I bend over? Must I? Because she said turn around and squat. So my back is facing her. I'm like, you know, very awkwardly bending there. You know, I need to do. Oh Lord, that was
Wow.
yeah. And she says to me, okay, put your clothes on. So I'm like, do I put my same clothes on? Because now I didn't have uniform. I just got there. Do I put my same clothes on that I came with? What do I do? She leaves. Trek ek aan, put my clothes on. I'm standing there in the hall waiting. And an hour later, I'm still waiting. Half an hour later, the girl that cleans there said to me, what's your name? I'm like, Samantha. She's like, are you new? What's happening? I'm like, I don't even know what's happening, brah. If you can tell me what's happening, then I'll know. She says, no, just have a seat on the bench. And I sat on the bench. I'm waiting.
What?
2 hours later, I'm waiting. People are having lunch. It's bells are ringing and I'm waiting. And they said, okay, you need to wait for the sister because the sister needs to check you. So I said, okay. I'm walking down to the sister. They take me down to the sister. So what the sister does, she checks if you're pregnant or if there's any sicknesses or anything that's wrong with you.
It's
So
not
we
like a
get there.
physician that's
Yeah.
checking it. Okay.
Yeah, so she just, it's
A doctor.
somos so lost sister, pastor, niks physicians nie. It's just sister daar so. Anyway, so she's busy checking me and she asks me, are you healthy? What's wrong? And I'm like, no, I just, at that point, you just want to do this thing, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, my anxiety is on another level. Let's just get this part over
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
And she says, okay, cool, let's go back to the reception. I was like, I just come from there. She's like, let's go back. And we're sitting. And the lady comes, and eventually I had to say to one of the wardens, you know what, can I have a glass of water or something to eat? I've been here the whole morning. I didn't eat anything the evening in prison. Is there something that I can just, nibble on or something? And she says, yeah, we'll sort you out now. And off they take me into the cell. And in the cell, it's also like we call a holding cell. She did a lot of us. It was like a lot of us. We were sleeping 4 on 2 single beds. So you're literally like packed on each other. So they keep you there until they take you into the ward, into the cell where you'll be staying for your duration. So you get split up. The people that have quarter sentences or shorter sentences go to a certain section. Then from 5 years up go to a certain section, and then 10 up certain section, life up certain section.
Okay.
So it's a whole section-based thing. Yeah. And eventually we slept, we ate. Luckily, the ladies that packed my bags packed my spoons and my bakkie and my cups, and everything was, it's like people thought that you knew. You're like, they said, jy's 'n ou kat. Hoe weet jy moet die goed te bring? My white t-shirts were packed. I didn't even know they packed these things. I had cigarettes in my bag because our currency in prison is cigarettes. And they're like, who brings cigarettes on their first time? I'm like, I don't know what's even happening now. And we laying and we fall asleep. Eventually, that was the first time I slept in a while. And I must say, I actually slept well,
Yeah.
considering that I was there. Anyway, the morning they woke me up early because I'm the newbie. I had to do the cleaning of the showers. That's how it works. When you come when you're the new person that arrives in the cell, you have to do the whole cleaning of the bathroom. One thing I must say about those ladies in prison, they are on point when it comes to cleanliness.
Really?
Yes. They are well aware that we are 40 using one bathroom, one shower, one toilet. So they know that if it's your turn, it's your turn.
Yeah.
So they checked if I cleaned properly and say, ja, ek's my ma se kind, ek kan arm skoon maak. After that, we had to do roll call. So roll call is when you stand outside the cell doors and they count you. So they do a counting. You stand in twos. You have to have a partner. And the warden will come and check if everybody's there. So I'm standing there, I'm thinking, where can you possibly go to? Because the evening before they counted us as well. And in the morning, they're also counting us. I'm like, so between that time, are you telling me that there's people actually leaving? Or what? Because I didn't know. I only found out eventually when I got to the cells in B section that, no, sometimes people get sick at night and then they leave.
I see.
Hence why.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so they counted us and then we were taken to our sections. I ended up in B section, which is for the 5 to 10 year sentences. Even though I had a 2761I, I was still classified as a
5
medium.
years. Okay.
Yes. So high risk would be then 10 and above.
Okay.
So I get to B section, I meet my new warden, and as we call them moms, it's no longer wardens. You build such a relationship with these ladies that it's no longer ma'am.
I'm sure you have to do that.
Yes.
You have to play the game.
You have
That's
to.
right.
You have to. If you want things to work not in your favor, because there's no favor in prison.
Yeah.
You a number.
Yeah.
You have uniform on and klaar. You
Yeah.
know. So you need to. My mom always. We grew up saying, I would never say Joan. I would say Auntie Joan.
Yeah.
Can I? Whether that your massa auntie is
Yeah.
of need is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So we were brought up in such a way that you have to respect your elders. So everywhere I came, I would say ma or check the language if which one I should do, miss or ma'am, or you know. But immediately when I got to B section, those wardens, it felt like, they really have a passion for what they do.
Really?
They do. When people come out of prison and they say, ja, die mense, hulle is net daar vir die geld. I have to disagree. Maybe my experience was different.
Yes, because of your
Because of
attitude,
who I
remember
am.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, when I got there, told me exactly the rules and regulations and what's going to happen now. And they put me in a cell. And
So you're now in B.
in B section.
Okay, and that's where you're going to
This
serve
is
your
now
sentence.
Yes,
That's now
this
your...
is now my home.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we call
And how
it.
many people's in that cell?
When I got to the cell, we started off with, I stand corrected, Pastor. I think we were about 32, 32, 34. I think at one point we were 40 some odd. So it varies because
okay.
a lot of people come in and out of prison.
yes.
So it's a very, and you know, when your sentence for 10 years drops to a 5-year sentence, you get
Okay.
upgraded,
You come, yeah. Okay.
downgraded. Yeah, you get graded to our section. Ek ken nie hoe ek nou daai gesê het nie.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go to another cell.
Cell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you're in your home. Now you have to make this your home. So I get there, still not knowing what the cigarettes are for. Ek het gedink miskien moet ek een light net om my nerves te calm. But we get there and I don't have a sheet. I remember I just had a little mattress, no? It's a sponge thing. I don't even think the creche kids use that. It's a sponge and the beds are made of solid iron, you know? And I get there and they say, this is your bed. No, we had to meet the cell monitor. So we've got cell monitors. And the cell monitor tells you exactly where you sleep. They write your name in a book. They
So
tell
is
you...
it double bunks?
Double bunks, yes. Double bunks. So it's
Is it
double
two
bunk,
or
double, double.
three?
Two.
Two,
So
okay.
two, as we're going
Okay.
on. And she says to me, okay, this is your bed. You're on the top bunk. So how the rules work is when you're new, you get to sleep on the top. And the older you become in the cell, you get a bottom bed. Because the bottom bed is a privilege.
Oh.
Yes, it's not because you can. It's a privilege to sleep at the bottom.
But I think the top one will be safer.
I thought that too, no? But it's not actually. So now you're on the top bunk and they say, okay, how much you have? And I'm like, how much do I have for what? Like, no, you have to buy your sheet. You have to buy your pillow. You have to buy your... I think it's an inside thing because when I started getting used to the system, if I can call it that, I became one of the cell monitors, and each new person that came in received a sheet, received a blanket, and received a pillow. Yes. So I think because it was me, you know, in prison they say, check your weight.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you look now,
Ja,
okay,
die
like
kom alles. Ja, kom ons maak vir haar sommer gou. And you know, at that point, you just take out the cigarettes and you're like, I need a sheet, I need a sheet, I need this, I need that. So just take the money, just give me so I can, you know, get on the bed and sleep. And so I think that is what happened. Now that I am aware of how it should be happening, I can say that that is what happened to me the first time.
Wow. Goodness me. I can just, I can just imagine. I'm now trying to picture you there.
Yes.
Being this beautiful, young, model type of person. And I find myself in this cold atmosphere where everybody have to fight for themselves.
Yes.
So I don't know how a person can survive all that. But did you make it up in your mind that, listen here, what must happen, I must just go through this, I must serve this thing and let it over and done with?
Surprisingly not, Pastor. When I walked in there, I thought I got this, mindset over. I'm a child of God. I know how this works.
Absolutely.
Mind over matter. Come on, you can fight this. Read your Bible. And not at all. Ek het gehuil, Pastor. Ek het elke aand gechant.
So take us a little bit through the journey there now. You're now part of this group.
You're not part of this group.
Explain.
Don't get mistaken. You are not part of the group. You are there. So to be part of the group, you need to be part of the group. Does that make sense to you?
Explain.
So you get there, you're this individual in this whole other world. It's like you are you droom maar you droom nie. It's reality. So, the girls that's been in and out, they know exactly how this works, and you as the newbie, jy moet maar nou kyk who you can blend with, who you can't blend with.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
There's certain people have groups. I know we've all watched stories on TV on
Yeah,
how it works in
absolutely.
prison.
Yeah, and I saw there's bullies also
Yes,
in there.
it's
Yeah.
exactly the
Yes,
same thing.
yes.
You need to know who to not latch onto, but who to connect with in
Yeah.
order for
To be
your
safe.
stay to be
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And at that time, you're not being racist, you assume that, okay, my colored mense gaan maar uitkyk vir my. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, we are here together.
Ons is maar
So
hier
yeah,
saam.
come
Yeah,
in.
let's
let's
gather
come
people,
around. Yeah.
And that's immediately what I did. I linked on to my people, if I can put it that way. And every night, but it wasn't, you're not the group. You are not, every night I went to bed crying, thinking, how could I find myself in this situation? It was weeks on weeks, Gavin would come and visit me and I would just cry. And, kom aan my uit, I don't want to be here, just fetch me, and people coming to visit you is also crying. So no, heel almal daar in die kamer, and it just got to, it's too much.
Yes.
And I remember her name is Talisha. She said to me, she became my very good sister inside. She said to me, Sam, I've been here so many times. I've got my kids, I've got this, and this is what I'm going to tell you. You need to break away from that emotion that you are feeling. Because the only way you are going to survive in here is if you remove yourself out of your mindset where you are now.
Wow.
Sure.
And at first I'm thinking, how can this child, wat nou nie 'n Godskind is nie, tell me this? And, pastors came into prison on Sundays and preached, on Mondays and preached, and ek staan ek dink, you have no idea what I'm going through
Yes,
in
yes,
here.
yes.
Because when you're done here
Yes.
preaching, you're going to pack your stuff and you're
And
gaan na
you're
jou
gonna
kinders
go.
toe. And
Yes.
so you have no idea what I'm feeling. Moenie nou vir my kom sê van die Here nie. I was upset.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I was upset.
Yes.
I said, I don't want to hear what God says. I don't want to hear. Moenie vir my sê van die Bybel nie, because ek ken die Bybel. Don't, not
yes,
now.
Yes.
And that's when I realized that it's gonna be a long 12 months.
Yeah.
Dit was nou dag 3.
Because it was actually, did you blame God?
I
Where
did.
was he?
I did. I'm youth leader in the community. I'm working in my community. Lady S would vouch for me. Everything I did, I gave back to the community. Ek sal my kinders en my familie afgeskeep het for the community. I was a worker. I was that person. But that person did not exist at that time.
Absolutely.
I said, I wrote a letter and I had a journal. And I wrote a letter in my journal.
Did you feel any way that you were betrayed?
I did. I felt like, hoe kan die Here wat ek nou so lank dien, dit toelaat?
Okay, so why must God accept this?
Yes.
I'm a child of His.
Yes.
So
Yes.
why?
Then you get to a point where it feels like it's not real. Hulle gaan nou jou naam op die dinge se speaker op en sê, kom, jy moet nou uitkom. You get to that point where you feel like it's not real. It's not
Now
real.
tell me, Sam, and when she said you must remove yourself from this emotion, so she actually put you in a fighting mode, in a
Yes.
type of a
Yes. That's exactly what she did.
yeah.
I wrote a note. I remember writing this note in my journal, and I said, whatever I feel emotionally now, I remove immediately. Nothing about the Here gaan my no help. No.
Yes.
I said, I will remove it immediately in order for my survival, not for me,
Yes.
but for those 2 months waiting at home for me.
Yes.
The Tuesday, they came to visit me via the social worker, my little boys. And I thought when I got there, ek heel al die hele week, how am I going to handle this? I got there, and immediately when I entered that gate, I said, now, Tears, you step back, because I cannot let my kids see me in this state.
Way. Yes, yes.
Hubby can handle it, my
Yes.
sister can handle
Yes.
it, mommy, but not my kids.
Yes.
And I made little boxes for them, they're so creative in prison, eh?
Yeah,
Dis
I
regtig
saw
'n
that.
creative
Yeah.
thing, I made little boxes and I put sweets and stuff in for
Okay.
them, and we're playing there, and my mom and them are having conversation with the social worker about now we need to get them onto SASA grants, and they're trying to figure out the whole process
yeah.
now, and I'm just focused on them. And when they left, I remember I sat there, my sister was still sitting next to me, and I put my head in my hands, and I just cried, and I said, Sam, nou moet jy nou sterk word. You need to come to a point where, irrespective of what is happening around you, the inside now needs to become much stronger.
Okay, because of time, I want to go to where when we came there to visit you in prison, you were very emotional too, because and I remember speaking to you, and you actually made a vow to me there, and you said pinky promise when I walked out, and you walked back to your cell. I said to you, Sam, this is a book. It's your testimony, this.
Yes.
You're going to have to put it in a book.
Yes.
Right? This journey is book material. And you said, pinky promise when I went out. Sam, tell me, and be honest, the next time we came there, you were blue. Your body was blue.
We're crying.
You were crying. You couldn't speak. What happened?
Prison happened. Prison happened.
Explain what you mean by that.
Als is nie altyd sonskyn en rose nie. But yeah, it was a bit of a fight, and all because I think as time went on now, Sam was getting into this groove.
Yeah.
So I started getting involved.
Okay.
I started becoming more part of the prison. Yes. So
I'm
I
an
started.
inmate now.
Yes. I started school because when you sit there every day looking at those four walls, you die.
Yeah.
Physically you're fine, but mentally and emotionally and spiritually you die. And I decided that I'm not going to allow this to kill me. And I enrolled myself in the school. I started joining the choir.
Yeah.
When the pastors come and preach, I would be involved.
Okay.
Night times we'll do preachings, I'll be involved. And my family, thank God, and my friends and people like you that's in my life visited me every week. So every Saturday and every Sunday, people would know. I would just get dressed because I know
someone's going to come.
Yeah. And the attention got to such an extent that jealousy arrived.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So that Sam that came is no longer.
Yes.
Die model Sam is nou terug.
Yes.
They called me the pageant girl there. Because
Yes.
nou sy hare gedoen.
Yes.
Haar earrings is nou
Yeah.
aan. Haar makeup
Because
is
I
gedoen.
remember you were on point when we visited.
On point. On point. And the people in D section, because I mingled so much, one of the wardens said to me, Kana Sam, when did you come? I said, no, 2 months ago. Everybody knows you here. But it's 2 months because people in D section even knew who I am. I had a lady there that made my outfits. I don't know if you remember, I had a high-waisted skirt on and a shirt on, And when you arrived there, unfortunately, there was a fight. And I was, in the process, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. So I got fits because of my emotion. I think the strain was too much. And I started getting fits inside. It was so bad. And the fight broke. And the night before, I had an attack. An epileptic attack. And when you arrived, I couldn't even... I tried my best to show you that I'm fine. But the fight was so bad that my ribs, I was blue all over my body. Yeah. And...
So tell me, I just want to go, before I go over to Lady S, because how can you cope? What's the coping mechanisms that you can use in a situation when you in that situation after that? So I want to ask you this last question, ma'am. I'm tempted to ask. They say that in prison, you, as you rightfully said earlier, that you had to buy with cigarettes. Right? What is that? What does that term mean? Because they say you become a guy with a lady. So the ladies, they just with one another. So they fight for whoever they want to be with the evening. Is that true?
No. It's not exactly like it is with the men. The men are much stoned with that. The ladies are more, it's your preference. If you feel the need to be with someone, then you can proceed.
They don't force you.
However, it's not allowed. Our wardens don't allow these things to happen. Yeah. So it's not a forced issue where you get, like at the men, you get raped, literally, you know. It's more of a...
choice.
Yeah.
So what did you use the cigarettes to buy your way through?
That's your currency. So anything that you can possibly want to buy in prison, you'd use your cigarettes. If it be bedding, at a time, at a time I started getting personalized bedding. A duvet van die huis af. I don't know who's huis, but yeah. You put it. You can buy another sponge for your bed, because you only get a single sponge.
That's so thin.
Yes. So you can buy another sponge for your bed. Small things. Some people don't get visits.
Because I remember we once wanted to buy you the gross because she said we must we must go with the. I said no ways. I'm not gonna go buy guys for cigarettes for this lady. I'm not gonna go buy this and bring it in as a pasta. No, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, that was so. You see, Pastor, a lot of those ladies don't get the privilege of visitors like I did. So for them to buy a roll-on off you, they will give you cigarettes. Toothpaste.
Yes.
Shoes even. When we get visitors and they allow us to bring boots because it's cold. You can buy boots. That's a yellow trade, Pastor.
Oh, so you trade with cigarettes?
Yes, I'm very blunt.
Okay, that's good.
Oh my word!
I'm very happy to hear that in the ladies section, they don't.
Not a force.
It's not a force where they sleep with you and stuff like that.
No,
because that's always the in thing.
Yes,
that people
the
out
assumption.
there, the assumptions that people make.
Yes,
and that is a very good thing for South Africa.
Yes.
That I must just, I have to say this.
Yes.
Our correctional service is actually not as bad as it is assumed to be.
Yes. Pastor, just to add on to that, it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. I have to be honest with you. I can't sit here and say, my experience was terrifying, it was horrific. No. Some of those ladies would come to you, wardens would come to you and have a one-on-one chat with you.
Wow.
Let's check where you at, how you feeling, what's happening, But you don't want to be the snitch. That's the last that you moet have.
Yeah. So try and keep your attitude.
Blend.
Blend in.
So,
because if you're gonna keep yourself also tighty.
Yes.
So I can just imagine.
You need to be able, and I think with my personality, it was easy for me to, if I can call it, adapt.
Yeah.
to the situation.
Yeah.
It was easy for me to make friends.
So you were involved
Family.
in a lot of things
I
when you were
was.
involved in the
I was.
choir.
I
There was a
was.
lot of things that
I
you were
was
involved to.
dancing. I was doing dancing.
And
for
even show the
present.
ladies
Yes.
the modeling skills and
That's my
stuff
best.
like that. Even in prison, your attitude didn't change.
No.
You actually had to.
Yes.
You were forced to adapt to the system, to what is happening there
And
around
I must
you.
say to you, it went, once I started getting involved, I even checked my journal the other day because I used to journal every day. And then when I checked my journal, I could see I skipped a few days.
Yeah.
And then went back and then,
Yeah.
one afternoon
Yeah.
I'd write and then, because I was so busy.
Yes.
I was like, when you get to your cell, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Because you have a hectic day. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, you're up. It's gym. After gym, you wash
Oh, so
your
you
school.
gym?
Yeah.
Really?
Ons hou ons figures up in pasta.
Oh, that is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I like this. I must be honest.
In the morning, they actually bring the ladies that coach us with the gymming. They come to your section. Some of the other ladies from other sections come. We have a whole area that it's actually where it's actually where we hang our washing. Maar is okay. Ze doen alles
Oh,
aan.
so you do. So there is a lady that actually.
Yeah,
I
every
like
morning.
it, because I remember Rev actually went there once. Doc went there once to the correctional services, and there was a choir, nice choir.
Yes, I was part of that choir.
Yeah, I remember.
It was
So, Lady
there.
S, we have only a few minutes
Yes, only
left.
2
So,
minutes.
just tell me, if you can, someone is maybe in a situation and finds herself like in a situation that
similar.
hears the sentence, like Sam was in that. If it had not been for that lady, I forgot her name now. Talisha, who actually was there as a mentor, I would call her, to say, you know what, Sam, you're going to have to get yourself out of this
That's
this
right.
attitude,
That's
because that was her coping
Yes.
mechanism. So what would you say? What is
Yes,
some
I
of the
would
coping-
just say from a coaching perspective, I remember I had my session with Sam also, took it through
Yeah.
stuff after she came out of prison. So, but I would suggest, because it's a timeline situation,
Yeah.
and I would say you have to stand on your timeline in your present,
Yeah.
with your past at your back, looking at your future.
Yeah, because that timeline we're gonna actually do that
Yeah,
later.
exactly. Because that's gonna mess you up. Because if you stand in your present and you think more about your past, what have you done?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
brought you here?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to ask yourself, who am I and who am I not?
Yeah, because guilt can overwhelm you.
Exactly.
And it can actually make you lose control of yourself.
Exactly.
Because you can go into that pity party.
Party mood. So you need to say to yourself, remember, Sam, when we visit you in prison, we always say to you, remember, your body is in prison, your mind is not in prison.
Yes.
So you can make that shift.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
every time make that shift. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, you have that power to
Yes.
make that shift.
Yes.
So that is important also when sometimes we might be not in prison physically,
Yeah.
but we find ourselves in prison in situations.
Absolutely.
But then you can stand in that present situation with the past at the back.
Yes.
And looking at the future and decided, who am I in this situation and who am I not? You've been here because you have done something, but you're not going to label yourself as a criminal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, the system has said you now you're a
Absolutely.
criminal, but what are you saying to yourself?
Yes.
So it's important, the self-talk becomes so important in
Yes.
such situation.
And you've got so much time there, Lady
Exactly.
S, to have that self-talk. The important thing is to realize that you brought yourself in this situation.
Exactly.
So
we
I
have
have
a
to get
tendency to
myself
blame
out of it.
everybody
Yes.
else. Ja, die Here. Ja, my ma het my nie reg grootgebring nie. Ja, this and this had happened. But it's your decision
You need to make-
that
Yes.
made you,
Yes.
that caused you to
Yes.
be in the system
Yes,
now.
yes.
So as much as you made a decision then,
Yes.
in order to do this, you need to now make that decision at that point that ek kyk nou vorentoe.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because also in that situation, did you find also yourself that, I've learned something
Yes.
from this situation.
So much.
And there's a lot you can learn because
Yes.
I've learned a lot of things this morning by just listening to you. You know, the forgiveness.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, to carry on forward. Because without forgiveness, forgiving whoever did this to me, to
Yes.
put me into this situation. But yea, I did not come out here confounded. I did
Yes.
not come out here with a prison mindset.
Mentality.
Mentality.
That's right.
So true.
I came out here more than
More
a
than
conqueror.
conqueror. Yes.
And
Because the world is now here before me. I have to now face
Face
this
it.
thing,
Yes.
and I have to go and
Into
and
society.
into
So
society
true.
again. How does society? That was my question I wanted, because our time is up. How does society treat you? Because you said within the community there's a lot of stories. How are you now?
I have to say that, you know, my pageant moms and the girls I've been grooming, hulle het my part gevat, you know. It was
Because I think everybody knew you.
Yes.
Everybody knew the
I
Samantha.
think they knew my character, who
yes,
I am.
yes.
So inside, when I came out, I thought, oh, yes, ek moet nou seker 'n artikel in die koerant doen vir 'n carte blanche bel om nou weer, but it wasn't even needed.
Yes.
Because people know your character,
Yes,
they know of
yes,
you, they know
yes,
who you
yes,
are.
yes.
So as the stories came, people would say, ach, is nou
That's
klaar.
not, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Is nou
yeah.
klaar.
It's
Hoe
okay.
kan jy nou aangaan
Yes,
oor
yes,
dit?
yes.
It's finished. you
I
know?
like that, Sam. I
as
love
much,
that.
As much as I'm still serving my sentence,
Yes.
I'm not
So
a
you
criminal.
must go in every.
Yes, every month I go in and I sign at the correction center. They know
Okay.
me so well there already.
Yeah, because of your
Because
ways,
of
because
who
of your
I am.
attitude.
That's right.
So it just shows you, whoever's listening to us, that it is not over until
It's
God
not
says
over.
so.
Oh, yes.
So you can learn
Yes.
from all your experiences,
Exactly.
guys. Take it as a stepping stone,
That's
just
right.
as the animal that was thrown into a hole who used the sand
That's
to
right.
actually come to the top. You can use those experiences that you think it's negative experiences, and you can make it positivities.
Positivity.
Yes.
So in your life, change your mindset.
That's right.
And we want to thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for coming in. It wasn't that
you.
bad.
Yes. No.
Right? So, yes, we will get you back. And,
Yeah.
and with the community, actually, I would love to hear from you,
Yeah.
you know, in future.
Yes.
What you are doing now with the passions that you're training and so forth and so forth. Thank you so much
Wow.
My
for sharing
utmost
your
pleasure.
journey with us.
Thank you for
We really
having
love
me.
you, and we
Wow.
really thank God for you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Pastor.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Sonia, for coming in. We love you and just adore you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your listening, that who tuned in. Thank you for tuning into the Inside Show
Talk
with
with
Talk with
Joan.
Joan Thursdays. I love you. God loves you best. Mwah.
1, 2, 3.